was a new cut gravel dirt road in front of a business, a builder supply business, actually Top Notch Builder Supply in Madison, Georgia. To my right, this was previously was a soybean field, and this little new cut road divided this field, and the right side of the road was filled with which I thought was portable toilets. So I never looked at them that close. Same in color, maybe black, but which was an odd color. And I was sitting there going over my notes, and a van pulled alongside of me that turned out to be the property owner. And he greeted me, and he was by himself, and so we had a good little dialogue there, and I asked him about the field of black boxes. What were they? Because I'd never seen anything like that, and his statement was that if he told me, I would be one of few people in Madison, Georgia that knew about them. And he says they're disposable coffins, I believe he told me. And he says there's 100, at that time he said there was 125,000 there. And they were stacked, he told me 15 high. I asked him who owned them, and he stated that the CDC owned them and that they were leasing his land for storage. And he said his brother worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation.
So in January of this year, 2005, we decided to drive to beautiful Madison, Georgia and take a look for ourselves. It was on a Sunday and no one was around, with the exception of this one pickup truck that was coming out the narrow road that we were going in on next to this field. We flagged down the pickup truck, and it was providential that the driver of this pickup truck turned out to be the son of the man that owned this field. So naturally, we started asking him questions. And he told us that not long ago, there had been as many as 500,000 of these grave liners or disposable coffins. We asked him for permission.
Alright, Shalom, Mike. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, great meals long. I like to say Shalom to the elect. This teaches word, now true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to title this lesson, Great Death. And as you can see, we in a time where the so-called white man is being exposed on all levels. Not just knowing that he's an Edomite, the devil that the Bible speaks of, but this man in his agenda as well. The light is being put on E. He's been found out, and this is going to contribute to that great death. Tells he's going to come down with great wrath because he knoweth he have but a short time. Well, we about to see these things take place, these different laws and legislations that have been passed, and not just recently, but throughout the centuries for this moment, man. And those coffins are going to be put to use, which we're just in the beginning stages of it, man. It's going to get to the point, it's going to get so bad, ain't going to be no use for coffins till their body's going to be, laid out in the streets, man. But matter of fact, let's just start off with this in the book of Job, Job 5, verse 14, it said they meet with darkness in the daytime. See, so this man and his secret counsels is now being put forth in the light. Now we know why they meeting up. You know, you have these different summit meetings and what they doing in Bohemian Grove. That's now being put out. You know, it's common knowledge now. It has been made manifest what they do. You know, their agenda is now being made known. See, now you know it was a sinister plan behind SpongeBob. You know, it was a sinister plan behind Fagos and Funyuns. You know, these rappers and you know. So how much more these other things concerning this pandemic? You know, and just going back to the clip, it said it was the CDC that pretty much put their name on having those coffins. Which it was a few years back. I believe it was Obama. He signed off on having so many FEMA coffins, man. You know, so everything is now is about to be summed up. Everything now is becoming more and more clear and obvious of who and what the so-called white man is and is doing, man. And one of those things of his agenda is, you know, that depopulation, man. So it said they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. See, and he don't do well when light is upon him. Because when you confront this man with truth, he began to reach. You know, he began to grope, and ultimately, and if he can't, you know, deceive you and put you back to sleep, the last thing he's gonna reach for is that sword. You know, it says, but he saved the poor from the sword. See, and from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. See, and that's who the Lord is gonna deliver the poor, really, the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, it says from the sword and from their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. But it starts with these different laws, these legislations that they pass. Then it plays out. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Isaiah, the 10th chapter. Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees." See, that's how I start with this nigga putting something in paper. Oh, it tells you when you read the book of Psalms, I believe the 12th chapter, it tells you that they say, matter of fact, let's just get it real quick. Because they trust in their laws and their legislations. Oh, it tells you that wisdom of Solomon, let our law be the strength, you know. This is Psalm 12 and verse 3. It said, the Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speak of proud things, who have said, with our tongue will we prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? See, so meaning what when they pass these laws and legislation, they put themselves as the Most High. You know, they saying through their laws that's how they're gonna prevail. That's why I said they're gonna roar. He's gonna speak as a dragon. It starts by the way these laws, these legislations, you know, this devil passed, and it be secretly. You know, nigga might say it's a bill coming up, and you can vote yea or nay on it. It'd be on a Wednesday at 8. You know, some crazy shit. Well, you ain't know it's passed to the next day, to where no one could, you know, reject it or anything of that nature, man. But it says who have said with our tongue will we prevail? Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? So this devil got the mindset of him passing these different laws. That's how he's gonna overcome. You know, like I said, that's why he's speaking as a dragon. That's why the word mandatory or required is being thrown around more and more. Because ultimately, what is going to justify him bringing forth the sword? That thing, man, up in the scrap. You know, it says, this is back Isaiah 10 and 1. Warn to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. And when you go into that word grievousness, it means mischief and trouble. So the thing this man, prescribed these decrees, ultimately is going to lead to trouble, man. Which we're in the beginning stages of it now. We're in the beginning of the troubles. And it's going to only intensify. See, it's going to get to the point, they just banging off the clip. Them coffins going to be used, man. It's not like they're just going to be sitting there. I want be shot. They using it now. And that was just one location, man. Which those coffins, when you go into it, can fit about 7 to 10 people. So what he said, it was 125,000. You multiply that by 10, that's what, 1 million. He said it was 1 point, it was 500,000. So that lets you know they have been moved or used. You multiply that by 10 with that 5 million. So it's here, man. And Esau's gonna be a key part in Jacob's trouble. He's gonna be the one, the scriptures, Lord promised a series of plagues to smite these people, man, that dwell in this world. Yeah, it's gonna be a famine. The beasts of the field. A plethora of other things. War. With that fall on the bound on the sword, which is Esau ultimately, that thing. So when it says, scripture says, goes into great death, that means death of its highest degree. Anything and everything can kill you, man. Especially in the time of Jacob trouble. I would just tell you, even at the sight of these beasts of the field, the newly created beasts, that's going to kill you. We in that time. 2 Ezra 5:1. Nevertheless, as coming the token, see, the prophecies, behold, the days shall come, which we are here now, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. See, that great number again, that word great, of the highest degree in its perfection. And it said, they that dwell upon the earth, they that subscribe to this system, that those are like-minded people of this beast system, the ones that's worshiping image of the beast, the ones that hang their hat here. Let's just say you ain't got to be a patriot. You ain't got to have an American flag flying out your window. But if you got a 10-year plan, not even 10, 5 years, 3-year plan, and it requires America to still be here, you a part of that category as well. That's going to be taken in a great number. It says, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. See? So that's why this truth is precious, man. And they let you know that's going to be the stability of our time. That was that object that was on display for a limited time only. Then it tells you that the prophets are going to be quiet during the evil time, man. So it lets you know how precious having this truth is, especially what's about to take place on the planet Earth, which we said we're in the beginning stages of it, man. We finna come into a time that you can't compare any other time to. You can go back in history and kind of gauge how bad a bad famine was, or you go into 70 A.D. and Masada. You know, these different events that played out throughout history. But they're just scratching the ice, you know, scratching the surface of what the Lord is about to do in this time. You know, like I said, what any and everything can kill you. Just looking at a beast that you never seen before. You thought it was just Pokemon was fake till you actually seen one. You know, uh, when these people get reduced to cannibalism, you know, when the food is scarce, the water is cut off, the power out. You know, a nigga, you know, can't hold himself if the Wi-Fi go out for 10 minutes, you know what I mean, or the cable went out. Nigga can't control himself. How much more when the power just go out completely? You know, when these people that's been used to, you know, having their air on 73, 70 degrees all day, and then suddenly change, man. That's gonna contribute to the anguish and sorrow, man. You know, the second episode 16, and we in this time, man, where reality is about to set in for a lot of people. It's not cupcakes and rainbows, man. It's about to get real. You know, it's about to get real. This is 2 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. See, and when it said the beginning, that let you know is a build up to the ultimate sorrows, which is gonna be ultimately when our Lord returns. You know, with those missiles and the fire from the chariots. Out of all that, you went feminine, this and that. Then you look up. You know what I mean? The sky gonna be full of chariots and missiles and lasers being coming down. You know, that's gonna be the climax of the sorrows and the mournings. Well, we just in the beginning of it, man. You know, it said the beginning of famine and great death. See, we about to see these things in its perfection. Oh, it tells you in Isaiah the 47th chapter. We're about to witness these things in its perfection at its very height of its highest degree, man. You know, it says the beginning of war. See, plural, because you're gonna have neighborhood war, food wars, race wars, world wars, class wars. Which, even now you got a war between the jab and the unjab. That's an actual war that's going on. You have people to, you know, cut people off, you know, because of it. It was a just dealing. Is another one dealing with the that civil war. I just read some man put another man to death for pretty much supporting Biden, man. Which that's going to only intensify. But it said wars, so it's going to be on all levels. It's going to be it says, and the powers shall stand in fear. See? And there's any people that got any type of form of influence, and, you know, all the way from these elites, was they been in fear. Now it's trickling down to the people, all the way down to inspirational speakers. They got some form of influence or sway over the people's minds. They ain't gonna have the answer in that day, man. You know, the thing that's about to take place upon the planet, especially here in Babylon the Great. It said the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? See, and we actually seeing the evil approaching, man. It's obvious that we are in an evil time. Let's get there in the book of Ecclesiastes 9. Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. For man also knoweth not his time. See? Which it can be applied to just man, you know, but on a bigger scale, it's dealing with rulerships. It's not like Esau know when he's about to fall. You know, it suddenly happened. You know, it wasn't like any of these rulers that came into power was expecting a fall. You know, all the way down to the people. People, you know, you think the magicians back then was expecting or looking for the downfall of Egypt? They was looking for those plagues? No, man. But they were suddenly taken bound. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net." See? And a fish don't look over his shoulders. Fish just go by this day. You know? It might even acknowledge that they have predators. You know? But a fish is not on alert as a deer is. You know? A fish don't have that sense of urgency as a deer. So that's why they're taken in that evil net. It said, "And as the birds that are caught in the snare." See, a bird go by their day. They might have predators. They might acknowledge they have predators, but they don't. Like I said, they don't got that sense of urgency as a deer, man. Or those animals that's constantly, you know, you looking over your shoulders. It says, "So are the sons of men snared in an evil time." See, and just that clip is a subtle way of showing that that's an evil time. Why you got all them damn coffins for? You expecting a lot of death, man. You know? It says, "When it falleth suddenly upon him," and it is gonna fall suddenly. Suddenly, that bank app ain't gonna work. The money gonna crash. Suddenly, the power gonna go out. Suddenly, martial law gonna take place. And a plethora of other things. It's not like it's gonna be a heads up. You get 3 days up, a heads up, 3 days. You know that the money finna crash. Get all the beans and rice and before the, you know, it's not gonna work like it's gonna suddenly take place. You know, but when it do, these people are gonna be taken, and it's gonna be a plethora of ways the Lord is gonna take these people, man. And one of those big part of it is gonna be E. You know, coming down with great wrath. So, matter of fact, we'll wrap it up with it. This is the book of Ezekiel 7, verse 7. It says, it's like Ezekiel 7, verse 5. "Thus said the Lord power." See, this is a commandment from Yahweh Shemel Shai. See, when they say, "Thus said the Lord" is not finna give out a suggestion, or this might take place. No, the Lord is actually commanding a scenario to take place, man. It says, "In evil, and only evil, behold is come." See, which you go into the word evil, pretty much go into bad times. So the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, is commanding evil, a evil time to come upon the planet Earth. You know, which you go into in Ecclesiastes the 3rd chapter is a season for every purpose under the heaven. And it plays out through by who's ruling during that time. When it says a time of hate, a time for war, that is playing out not under the watch of Esau, under his rule. You know, this is when the evil was going to take place. Or it tells you that he was given that sword to take peace from the earth. You know, so we seeing these evils in this perfection in this time right here, man. It says, I'm gonna read it again. "Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and evil, and only evil, behold is come." See, meaning what? It says behold because we ask and see it now. You know, not like we, needed something tangible to trust in Yahweh Shemel Shai, but the Lord, His word manifests. It happens. That's why another reason why it's known as commandments. Because everything the Lord say, it actually plays out. When the Lord say no, you actually see the scenario of no play out, which is what you're seeing now. The so-called white man is not going no further. He's not going to go a millisecond past his rulership, man. It says, "The end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come." So when it said the end watching for thee, so that means everything is set in place. All the way down from Esau shifting through, these different military vehicles throughout Babylon, to these different newly created creatures that's in the cut. You can read that in Ecclesiastes Sirach 39. Tell you when need be, they're ready at his commandment. To it's an actual appointed day. The money is gonna crash. And a plethora of other things the Lord promised to send upon this place. It's already prepared, man. And that's why I said, behold, it is come, because now it's an article on it. The article is proving the precept is on point. Dealing with, like I said, the famine of the plagues, this great death, just the clip, the money crashing. This channel is dedicated to keeping you updated on the volatile status of the petrodollar, man. But we at the end of the end. So yeah, I just hope they will edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that Jesus' word and our true faith and sincerity. DTA, a Bible ball. Soon, very soon.